Tyreek Hill, man. Obviously, Tyreek Hill had a eventful start to the season before the game kicked off this past Sunday. I forget who that was that they was playing the Jaguars. Um, but yeah, obviously it goes viral. Everybody been saying about now. Tyreek Hill being detained by the police officers in Miami, traffic violation, speeding, or whatever the case may be, gets pulled over, gets detained, excessive force used by the police officers, his teammates coming there to his aid while he's on the ground in handcuffs, and them just trying to work through all of that madness that took place right as Tyreek Hill was headed to the stadium to get ready for the season opener. Um, but the question today, as we talk about this conversation, the question is, was the detainment preventable?
Man, 100%. I've been arguing with people on Facebook. Yes, I'm 30. I get on Facebook now. Been arguing with a few people within some comment sections on Facebook, specifically ESPN. If you probably want to go down there and catch me, if you don't know my real name, my government name, you probably won't know me. But you may or may not see me. Completely 100% preventable. If you watch or recap the video, Tyreek Hill is seen. And even from the video, they say he was going 50 miles over the limit. It was a real residential, pedestrian, compact area. It was around the stadium, man. So it's not really high speeds around there. And if you look at the video, you can just, off eye glance, you can tell the guy's not going 50 miles over the speed limit. Write him a ticket, send him on his way, go home. You can see if you do watch the video, you can kind of see where the video kind of takes a turn um for the worse. So Tyreek Hill gives his license and insurance over to the cop. Goes and runs his license or whatever. So they know exactly who he is. You can even hear them in the video saying, "Is that Tyreek Hill?" It's like, "Oh yeah, man." So they knew exactly who he was. But yet and still, the guy came back and I guess he had some words for Tyreek. And man, after Tyreek gave his license over, he's rolling up his window. Like, you don't, and really in Florida, the Florida law says you don't have to roll down your window for a traffic stop. And that's exactly what that was. So he was literally utilizing the tools he had at his disposal and following, a law and a right that he had under that law. So it just was really disheartening to hear the cop kind of proceeding a back and forth with him, and it kind of turned into well, no, you don't roll your window down, like you do what I tell you to do. And it's like, nah, see, now we getting to a point to where it's a power trip. It begins to become, okay, I'm not liking what you say to me and my feelings are hurt. So now because I'm a cop, I'm gonna make you feel my authority, and you gonna wish you never made me feel bad because I'm in my feelings now and I'm a grown man and I can't compartmentalize things. And I was bullied when I was a kid, so I have this complex now. Um, my personal belief. So I just feel like, man, he could have definitely gave his license back, issued a ticket. The way it turned into get out of your car and get on the ground. And again, he was detained. He was not taken, booked, and processed. He was literally detained, handcuffed on the sidewalk, and allowed to roam freely. And even when he was on the sidewalk and being detained, he let the officers know, hey man, like, I had a knee surgery. Like I'm, like kind of let me down easy. And the guy proceeds to run over there and forcibly put him to the ground without any ease at all. And it just was a bad situation, man. Like I said, I hate to see cops on a power trip. I respect, you know, um, high moral compass, um, law enforcement that use good judgment and really actually serve and protect the community. Definitely, they're appreciated. But like Tyreek Hill was saying, there's some bad apples in every bunch. And, we definitely saw a few bad apples on camera, this past Sunday, in the Hill situation. So, hopefully those guys can get reprimanded and disciplined accordingly. But It so often happens, man. You get a celebrity in cuffs, it's almost like a badge of honor. Like, yeah, man, I arrested Tyreek Hill today, and I made him my bitch. I made him sit down. It's a lot of that stuff that you don't think goes on. It goes on, man. And these guys, unfortunately, some guys are in it for the wrong reasons, and just in it to again to have that authoritative power over another human being because they've never they've never felt in a position of power before, or they've never felt in a position to where they can impose their will, whether they were lacking in sports, whether they were lacking in other departments. Um, I think it's just a insecurity, man, and a sad situation. Hopefully those officers can, like I said, be reprimanded and disciplined, but you know, black nigga, rich nigga, broke nigga, hey, still nigga.
Uh, I don't know how eager you are to chime in on there if you want to, because I have a POV too, but I want to give you the floor because I feel like I may be long-winded, but yeah.
Yeah, I think the whole situation was rooted in jealousy, man, more than anything else. Um, you could just tell by the way that the officers were dealing with the situation and not understanding the point of view of Tyreek Hill. His main point of his aggravation or his, you know, combatants, if it was to be argued, was you're beating on my window. Like this is a Lamborghini window. Windows in general are pretty pricey. This is a Lamborghini window we're talking about now. You're banging on it, it can crack, and then now are you gonna pay for it? No, you're not. You're gonna try to dish it off. So I need you to calm down. You're doing your job. I respect that. I gave you my license. You cannot beat on my window. That was his main point. And even with that, just like Sean Hart said, he was following Florida law. I kept my window up because I can do that. Now, you're asking me to roll it down. Hey man, this is not a situation of violence or a warrant being pursued. This is just a regular traffic violation. We can work together as adults and get this done. But like you said, it turns from a bit of jealousy to a power trip. Them pulling him out of the car. He's trying to let them know, like, hey man, I've had knee surgery. Like, basically be gentle with me, respectfully. And it's like, no, well, we're gonna do what we want to do. And it's just it got to the point where it's just like, man, it is Tyreek didn't do anything at any point to where it was just like provoking the police officers. He said, "Hey, you're gonna take me to jail? Take me to jail. That's fine. Do your job. I don't want anything to put to any point of out of control violence or anything that can be explained. Like I want to do whatever you guys want to do. I'm fine with it." And that's what the main thing I caught from the video was just like he's giving you. He's not saying, "Oh, I'm gonna sue you. Where's your lieutenant?" He said, "Hey, you're gonna take me to jail? Take me to jail. It's fine." So that's the main thing that really bothered me was like, Tyreek was very compliant from everything. He tried to follow the law, and shout out to his teammate for, doing as much as he could to, try to bring in reinforcements or, just back up his teammate, man. A lot of people don't understand the level of family they have in a lot of these sports, and that was a good example of it. You see your boy down, don't just let something happen to him. Do what you can within reason to help your brother out. So. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, man. So y'all are 1010% correct with everything that y'all said. And it's a point that a lot of people are not bringing up that I think it should be known in what you said is all in terms of like him having that right. Because that's something I wasn't, necessarily aware that he had that law abiding right to like keep his window rolled up during the traffic stop.
Right.
However, I disagree with y'all. From my POV and how I looked at the situation, I feel like Tyreek Hill was playing Russian roulette with his life, right? From the standpoint of who we are, black men, what the history has shown with traffic stops, or even if you want to go away from black men, but just what the history has shown with traffic stops for every race, creed, and color. But we talking about us, so we understand how those situations could, unfortunately, whether fair or not, whether you have that right or not, how tragically those situations can turn. Um, For me, and how I've always governed myself as it comes to like, interacting with the law, being pulled over, like my number one goal is to get back to wherever I was coming from. Now, in me saying that, I do not want it to be uh I don't want it to come off as me saying the police officers had a right to use excessive force. I don't want it to come off as me co-signing them saying they should be able to do whatever they want. I don't believe that they should have the right to do whatever they want. However, through the history that we've seen of us with traffic stops and police officers, whether we high paid athletes or whether we just regular tax-paying citizens, from the time them folk hit the lights, it's an away game, bro. It's an away game for us. Like simple and plain. And I feel like, and again, everything y'all said is right. Maybe an asshole cop may want to be on a power flex. Oh, bro, that's Tyreek Hill. I feel like we should already have that in our mind that like, yo, they may be on a power trip. They may be on some Macho Man Randy Savage. They may have pulled the wrong hair out their ass today, or girlfriend, wife left, and whatever the case may be. Let's not give them any reason to try to turn up on us. Do we got to cower down or whatever the case may be? No, not.
I'm a disagree with that to an extent because I respect your opinion, but the premise in which you're basing it off of, I think is rooted in a huge fault within our society and our policing system. So
Fault and what you mean?
so number one, the history of police within the United States of America has a deep rooting history of slavery. So before there were the first police officers were actually slave catchers. If our audience didn't know that, so the entire police ecosystem, right, was kind of birthed off of this heinous thing that we call slavery, right? So I'll leave that there, but specifically in reference to the Tyreek Hill situation, though I know and understand the state of the country that I live in and the world that I live in, unfortunately, because that has become a normal, doesn't make it right.
But even though it doesn't make it right, and I agree with you, it don't make it right. But for all intents and purposes, how many times have situations not necessarily been right, but it doesn't matter because now we're dead? How many times have situations not necessarily been right or fair on our behalf, but XYZ cop or person gets away free? So again, it's an away game. Those situations typically say it's an away game for us. I know you was playing in Miami, but that when the lights whoop whoop, that was an away game. And I just feel like us as black men, and if I have a son, like even for me, when I get pulled over, I'm rolling down all windows. Like I want to present myself as no threat in every shape or form or way, regardless of what rights I do or don't have. You 5% tint, bro, and you rolling up your window. Now in that clip, I watched the full clip. I know you say it got broken up or whatever. When he approached the car and he proceeded to roll up the window, I don't know if that was after he gave the police officer his ID for him to like go back and check or whatever the case may be. But you 5% tint, Lambo, whatever. I know it's broad day. Again, we are who we are. Um, Interacting with a cop, even though he had the right, don't present yourself as a threat, dog. Like it's like I don't.
I,
What
he
part
but,
was
but
threat?
that's the thing. If you watch the video, he didn't present himself as a threat. And I'm gonna take this back to a conversation I had with a random person, an NPC, non-personal color, and they shared some interesting perspective on that. And I I really want to quote them directly, if I'm able to. I don't remember the comment exactly, but I think verbatim, the person I was having a conversation with, they stated, him knowing on what they can do to you, why don't you just do whatever they say? And to that, I felt a bit taken back because, and I don't want to, and we're gonna pause this and clip it up. So I'm gonna read this, bro, because I got
I say threat, not because me personally feel like Tyreek Hill is a threat to that officer. I say threat knowing that officer could perceive him as a threat solely because he may be scary. He like I believe an officer approaches you already on the defense. So however those dynamics may be, just like hands on the steering wheel. Hey, bro, what's going on with you? Nigga, got my license. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like
Yeah,
it
but if it's
sounds like
within but if it's within the law, where's the threat? That's what bothers me about the scenario. It's like, okay, threat, like what I can't picture in that one moment where it was a threatening or anything that was provoking. I'm like, his window was up. When he told him to, he put it, he rolled it down. It wasn't at a point of, oh yes, sir. It's like, I mean, at a certain point, it's like, good Lord, when can we just
yeah.
breathe and just
I
do
don't.
something,
I need.
give them the opportunity to be a good cop. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
even when like dude had hit his window, it's just like, hey, bro, don't be not hitting on my window like that, bro. Tyreek Hill was right to feel like, yo, dude, like, don't be hitting on my window like that. But
I'm
again, I stand firm on the fact that's a fucking away game. You already starting to provoke this man. I'm
but
not.
in reality, that's something that he knows from a perspective of, okay, you the cops, you do what you want. Guess what? You're gonna break my window and not care. I can still tell you, hey, bro, chill. 'Cause I know how this is gonna play out. You're gonna break my window, and I gotta pay for it. I gotta deal with it. I gotta deal with the violation. I gotta deal with the risk of people seeing me drive down the street because I'm Tyreek Hill and this and all this other crap. Bro, chill. Like, I am who I am. Like, it's more of a like, bro, like, can we just work together as adults? That's what I seen him doing when he did that. It was more of like, bro, I don't mind giving you my ID and chilling and stopping and paying and all that good stuff. Hands on the wheel, all that. But bro,
Unfortunately,
it's a certain point where I feel like you flexing on me now. I have a
but
right as an American human to like at least say, bro, don't vandal. It's like them coming up and banging on your and tapping on your rear view mirror, not review your rear view light. It's like, dude, hey, I know that you probably felt some type of way about whatever, but you break that light, you're not gonna want to fix it. You're gonna tell me to take care of it, and now I'm in violation. So it's just like I'm looking at it from like a bro, like I know who you are, but you're not gonna care about the situation you're gonna put me in.
so,
That's all I look
so
at it too.
I think it's the notion of
You can't tell the police nothing, and it's like, oh, they're
right,
still
and
listening.
it's this complex of you don't talk back to authority, you do whatever they say. And bro,
That's
police are very fallible. They are very, very, very prone to making mistakes. They are not above the law. So if I'm within my well God-given right of free speech afforded to me and my one of my inalienable rights, the Bill of Rights, one of the first 10, right? Like, just because if I'm saying some shit that you don't like, hey bro, fuck you. I don't hold on, wait, hold on. I'm first off, Tyreek Hill did not curse at him. He didn't say anything profane. He didn't talk about his family. He didn't talk about his appearance. He just said, "Man, bro, don't be banging on my window, bro. I ain't gotta do nothing you say, man. Go run what you got. Give me my ticket so I can go. I don't give a fuck if you getting your feelings about it. What? Because I disobeyed a direct order. Well, sir, your order does not supersede the law. So if you want to get your sergeant out here and he's gonna allow me to not roll this window down because he actually knows the law a bit better than you even have to be a certain IQ to be a police officer. Do you know if you're too smart, you can't be a police officer?
and right there is where I cut you off to make a point that I was gonna make after you.
Okay.
In dealing with these motherfuckers, they don't have a high level of IQ. They don't have emotional intelligence. They don't know how to
I don't
interact.
want to offend any policemen that watch this.
Not all.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, got people that I love who serve, yes, but just in the sense, not every officer you pull.
You about to get us.
Not every officer that pulls somebody over has a high level of IQ, emotional intelligence, or just understanding body language and
But
behavior.
what I did say was a fact. Like if you score too high on the test they give you, you don't even qualify to be. They're looking for subservient soldiers a little bit, but to make the point fully, and I'm gonna let you combat it back, but just because somebody is being mean to you and hurt your feelings does not give you the right to go above the law and commit assault. Because that's what that was on camera. And Tyreek Hill has he has the funds to, if he would like to take it to that civil suit place and go after Miami-Dade, which I don't think he's gonna do. But he has every right to do that if he wanted to, because nothing within that stop warranted him being snatched out of his vehicle and being thrown on the ground as if he had committed a violent crime or if he had committed a crime at all. There was no crime committed. The only thing that had been done was a traffic violation. Again, this isn't a crime. This is a traffic violation.
From the fastest man in the NFL. What'd you expect? Come on now.
That's funny. But I'm saying, like, seriously, if you can't do your job to somebody is talking meanly to you, it was a video circulating around like about a month ago. A Caucasian male being very ruthless and disorderly towards the police, cursing them out every other syllable, every other word, and they were walking on his property, and he just gave them a mouthful. Right, he ended up having a outstanding warrant. They ended up arresting him. They were gonna leave. But he just kept, I guess the dude just kept talking so much shit. It was just to the point. And I say that and I bring that up, and maybe we can find that video and clip it. But man, I watched that video and I'm like, and I go and read the comments, and all the comments say, yeah, bro, right on. You showed them, way to talk to them. Those clowns don't know anything. You was well within your right. But when a black man, who's being deemed, how is he being deemed aggressive? Because he in a white beater? Because he got muscles? Well, how was he aggressive? He didn't talk to them aggressively. He didn't curse at them. He literally told them, hey man, this banging but what you doing, man? Stop banging on my window. What you doing, dog? Like, what exactly are you doing? Because right now, we taking this to a level where it don't need to go, but you forcing it to go there, because now I'm telling you to stop doing something. Now your feelings getting hurt because I'm telling you to stop. And now you thinking, again, because of the complex, and I'm guessing, right? This is all hypothetical guess of the man's character and how he acts, right? Your complex got hurt. You like, oh man, it ain't gonna tell me what to do. I'm the officer. I tell you what to do. You don't make a fool of me. You don't talk to me that way. You don't say mean things to me. My feelings are hurt. Fuck you, Tyreek Hill. I'm gonna make you get on the ground. I'm gonna embarrass you today. And that's all. That's what happened. Because he didn't do anything that was illegal. And no, and so forgive me for all black people have to be this upright saint when they man, fuck them people. I can say whatever I want to say as long as I'm not breaking any law. I don't care about the culture of, man, bro. You gotta do what you gotta do to make it home. Yeah, I do gotta do what I gotta do.
So in that sense, and you having your law-abiding rights, fuck them people and all of that, breaking, or them breaking the law. Or
Do
you
your
or you
job, brother, so I
believe,
can go home.
huh?
I'm speaking as if I was Tyreek. Hey, bro, do your job. Go write the ticket so I can go to work, bro. Just like any other American, bro. I'm late to work. I'm supposed to be here a few hours before. It's coming up on that. Bro, write the ticket. And you know it's a game today. We right outside the stadium. You know exactly who I am. Bro, I'm going to work. Write the ticket. Let me go home. So what's all this extra rigmarole that we got to do because your feelings got hurt, bro? Because that's all that happened. Once his feelings got hurt, the whole situation nosedive.
Right. I mean, that's fair. Again, like I'm not defending the officers and like what they did. It was excessive. It was unnecessary. My POV is I feel like when you do get pulled over, you're going to be dealing more so with guys who, again, don't have a level of understanding or trying to be reasonable or whoever they pulling over. And because that is the case, you're more likely to run in an asshole than a more understanding officer.
Okay.
Let's do as little. And this is what I'm saying, right? This is a point. I'm not saying Tyreek Hill was a threat. I'm not saying I believe he was being a threat. I'm saying from a police officer's perspective, I could see them always being on the defense or perceiving anybody as a threat or, oh, I can't see what you're doing. Why your window rolled up? So I'm saying don't be a threat from a sense of what a police officer's POV may be in terms of interacting with him being in that situation. Do I think he about to shoot the cop? No, none of that foolishness. I'm just saying from an officer standpoint, interacting with somebody you pulled over, they got their window up, you can't necessarily see them. If we talking about IQ and intelligence or whatever the case may be, they may not even know that the person they pulling over got the right to keep their window up. So understanding all those things.
So that's another thing. So that's another.
Like, where do you draw the line is the question.
Thank you, bro.
Like,
Because
where do you draw the line of ultra respect and having your right as an American citizen? Because I mean, I get what you're saying.
I ain't gonna even lie to you.
It's like, hey man, am I gonna be like licking boots next thing you know? Am I gonna be kissing the curb? Am I gonna be like, how far of respect am I supposed to really genuinely give you? And this is from, and I get it. And as a father, I have to lean a little bit towards more as my own decision in the Edward, decision based on the type of father that I am. I'd rather put my family first.
Yo,
and my
pride.
dignity
It be niggas' pride.
aside.
It be niggas' pride. Y'all,
So,
like, niggas feel some type of way, whether the officer is like in the right or not. Niggas be having too much. Nigga, the fucking nigga, get the fuck out my door. Nigga ain't gotta listen to you. Whoop, whoop. Y'all, niggas be pressed up on their pride, their manhood. You feel like the officer disrespecting you. You want to check them in that moment. As opposed to taking the high road, yes or no, sir, you feel like you got to be a bitch, you got to cower down. When you got 10, 20 kids, you got to get home to a job to get to.
Literally.
Saying like, I understand like we're men, we don't want to be punked. I understand like where we're gonna draw the fucking line. I get that, but like, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am has gotten me home safely every single fucking time. We've seen what happened in these away games that we like to play. And even in Tyreek Hill's, and like here's the thing, even if something like bad would have happened, or he would have got injured, chest got hurt, got slammed on the pavement, got a concussion, whatever the case may have been, like he still got like the officer like breaking the law don't necessarily take back now Tyreek fucked off and he can't play this week or whatever the case may be. Make it as like I like go into the situation believing that you're dealing with an asshole. Not saying all cops are assholes. I'm saying go into the situation believing that you may be dealing with an asshole when you get pulled over, and think about what little can I do to provoke this asshole and send me on my way. Like, get your pride out the way, get home to your folk, and get on to what you need to do.
So,
but the law is not pride. Like,
yeah, and I was going to piggyback
like
off
that was like a tricky situation about it, bro. Like, it'd be different if it was like more of put your stick, like, I don't know, just if it's an actual violation. No, this is him actually embracing the actual law, dog. I get what you're saying. Like, hey, whatever you say, the sky is green.
Rodney King,
whatever you say, sir. Yes, sir.
Law, sir, Rodney King.
So so I think we taking it to a place. So I think in line with what you said, Emac, I just feel like if you were a police officer and you don't know that he has that right to have his window up, just like a judge and a lawyer and a cop will tell you in a minute, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So, especially if you're enforcing that law and protecting the rights that we have to utilize that law, and you don't even know it, you shouldn't be serving. And it's too many cops that are roaming around who don't even know the law that they're trying to help enforce, all for the name of I'm gonna keep the bureau going. I'm gonna keep the station going by writing these tickets and meeting my quota and making sure it's enough motherfuckers we got getting tickets and getting arrested and fighting shit. You gotta learn it. And I know you making my point, but am I? I think I'm making mine. So because I'm saying, like, because you're ignorant of the law and because your feelings get hurt, do not constitute for to use excessive force and for you to perform an assaulting act on a law abiding for as much as we know, a law abiding citizen. Yes, you can hate the trouble that he got in his marriage and him having kids and stuff like that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That whatever people want to bring it. Oh, he's but no, even we don't know him personally. I actually saw him on my birthday. When was that? Was it this last year? He was he was at Dave and Buster's, I believe. Seemed like a real good doc, good guy, chill guy.
Bro, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill, he was out here for Houston last year when we were going through our training camp when the Dolphins had joint practice with the Texans last year. But nobody knows him personally, but again, you being an enforcer of the law, I find that crazy that you don't either you know the law and you don't give a fuck, which is even more egregious, or you don't know the law and you still just acting ass, right? Like you getting because I don't want the people that are here to protect. Like if you're that easily startled and that easily offended, come on, what you doing, man? You don't deserve to. Come
They
on.
just collecting the check, some, not all. They're just there to collect that check and, like you say, uphold whatever that bureaucracy is.
With that being said, it's my last little thing on it. Why would he want that window up so much? He is Tyreek Hill, bro. And at the end of the day, if the right fans see him, the right person see him, they're gonna treat him as if he's Tyreek Hill, the famous football player, the #1 football player in the NFL. And that's something that a lot of people don't
Well,
respect
let's
as
go to number one
celebrities.
by his
Like they have
peers. Yeah.
stalkers, they have paparazzi, they have a lot of things going on. Why do you think he was speeding in the first place? Just to do it? No, I'm trying to make sure nobody puts me in danger or harasses me or makes me late for work. At the end of the day, like, why is it 5%? It's because he's Tyreek Hill. People like people gonna poke at that point, like, why was he? He's Tyreek Hill. He's one of the most famous people in Miami. Respect that. LeBron would probably want the same thing, but probably would have dealt with it differently. But he would have had that same idea of,
LeBron got
hey
that
man, I
special.
am me. Please hide me. Do your ticket, but hide me.
My boy
I will get
LeBron got that
followed
special
like no other.
G13 classification going on where he ain't got to deal with a lot of things like that.
Well,
But
but you get the idea. It's just like,
you
come
know,
on,
you
man. I'm
know.
me. Like,
Uh, but yeah, man.
Yeah, nah, man. I understand what y'all saying, bro. It's just because I understand the dynamics that, like, not everybody is not all officers are up on the law or trying to uphold the law, truly protect and serve, and like I say, have a good emotional intelligence and interacting with human behavior, whatever the case may be. I just think that we have to just be aware of that. Not saying it should be fair, not saying that it's right. I just think that we have to be aware of that um, and be less provoking to those types of officers as possible. Yeah, but great conversation.